Commando race coming up. We've got CritRocketRunner and OldLeakyPipes. These guys have been playing the 100% category quite a bit and putting in a lot of work, so this should be some good stuff. Quick sec here. I don't know if I'm seeing the right thing. Refresh something on my side. So I'm good to go. If you guys are ready, go ahead and do your countdown and all that. They're getting started here. So this run, if you guys are unfamiliar with the Bionic Commando run, what 100% means, just to get it out of the way, means that the goal is to collect, not only to finish the game, but to collect all of the obtainable items in the game that fill your inventory. So it doesn't necessarily mean that these guys are going to be going to every level in the game. They're just going to be going to, or they're going to be collecting every item, so they're only going to be going places that an item needs to be collected. But, like I said, these guys have been putting in a lot of work on this game lately. I think these guys have both been practicing quite a bit, and been putting in some good times on the leaderboard. So I'm pretty excited to see this stuff. Level 1 here is pretty cut and dry. They just need to go to that first door that you saw there, hit the communicator, and that's going to open this door here at the end. Yeah, it looks like the game audio is a little overwhelming at this point. I'm going to see if I can get that adjusted real quick before I talk to the game, I guess. Alright, it sounds like it's being worked on, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep talking so they can adjust it. Anyway. But, so, now we're already at the end of the first boss. It's great, right? Okay, so we'll go ahead and just pretend like that wasn't a problem, and you guys didn't just miss any of that. So, anyway, I was saying earlier that the goal of the 100% category is to collect every obtainable item in the game, not just hit every room or anything like that. So they're actually not even going to need to go to every level in the game. You can see this map here and the way it's laid out. You don't have to hit all of these areas in the game. And we'll talk about what the red and the white areas mean here in just a second. This is the first neutral zone that you go to. As I was just saying, the goal is to obtain every item, so they're going to be going to this one because there is the flare to obtain. So they want to go into this door here and grab this little thing. This thing gets used in area, excuse me, in area 4 to light the way, if you will. There's a cave in this area, and you can actually light it up if you need to, but it's actually not necessary. I would assume these guys might even just keep the health pills on. Yep, right, so that way, just in case something goes wrong, you can refill your health, because you can play this area in the dark right here, since these guys obviously know where they're going. But they did go pick it up anyway, just for the sake of this goal. So this level is pretty neat. It's kind of fun to swing around in the dark like this. They have to go in here and hit the communicator again, because this will open the door to the boss, just like the previous level. And you get to see some cool stuff here. You can clip through ceilings and stuff in this game. Really cool mechanics. So they're going to go up here, and just like that, go through that ceiling. Pipes took a damage boost there. I didn't see if Crit Rocket got it, but either way, you don't really need it. Crit did take that damage at the end, kind of slowed him down just a little bit. But yeah, this boss, very similar to the last one. The only difference is you got this guy at the bottom that likes to grab you. Not a big deal, just like you saw Pipes do there. Go ahead and just take the hit, lay into the boss. Easy. Easy. So well done so far, guys. Here you get the cannon, which is not going to be used here. Not really that valuable of a weapon, but, you know, still nice to get, I suppose. Anyway, they're going to go down to Area 5, and you might wonder why they don't go to Area 15 if you're familiar with this game, because there is something you need to collect in Area 15. We'll talk about that in just a second, but the reason they're going this way is because there's a very specific route they're doing that avoids all trucks in this game. If you run into one of the trucks on the map, it can lose you a lot of time, and so the cool thing about the 100% route is that you can actually... It's a route that was created by PJ, the world record holder, that actually avoids all trucks altogether, and that's one of the reasons this category is favored over the any percent category by most people, because you can just avoid them. So this level, you just climb straight up. It's pretty sweet. You got to go in both doors here. Ooh, Pipe's getting stuck just a little bit there, but still making it through. Good backup. We'll see what Crit gets here. Crit missed it as well. There's a really cool swing you can do to get up there and bounce back, and it saves you some good time getting into that door. But it looked like they actually pretty much did the same strat there. So Pipe's already getting into the boss room. This boss, you see this one a few different times. Just mash into him a little bit. And then, same core as always. Take that one out too. CritRocketRunner not too far behind. So what you get from Area 5 is the most vital item of the game. This is the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is going to be used for the rest of the game. I mean, this thing is incredibly powerful, and once you get the rocket launcher, the game changes. So yeah, you got to get that thing. It's very nice. The Pipes remember to switch to it. Sometimes you can forget to switch to it, and that sucks. So yeah, Area 2, got a lot of nice little slimes here. They can be friendly, I think. They just like to move you around, but they can also be a pain. Grab you a little bit when you're trying to swing and interrupt your swings and stuff like that. You see Pipes taking a damage boost there to close that gap, and you just want to move all the way to the left here, and then he's going to drop down and try to make a swing into the door. This level's pretty short. There you go, nicely done. You just went right over those slimes so they don't move you around, lose you some time. Doing the same as well. Nicely done. So you can see the big difference there as you just saw Pipes take out this core. It only takes 3 shots from the rocket launcher, so you don't have to worry about mashing things down like you did before. Nice swing coming in though. So still not too far behind. Pretty close race we've got here. Yeah, we're going down to Area 3 now, which is one of my favorite levels. The music here is really great, if you guys can hear it. You got to just go through the first initial swings here, are going past the quicksand, if you will. I believe that's what it is. And then there's a few bugs here that can get in the way if if you mess up any of these swings. But as you see, Pipes go through it pretty clean. You don't have to worry about them. You clip through that ceiling there, puts you right in front of the door, so you don't have to worry about anything interfering. It's not until you really miss a swing that those bugs can become quite a pain. But this second part of the level is really fun to play. You kind of just go through this area here, get some really fast movement with swings and closing those gaps. But when you get to the boss, it's the same boss we just saw a second ago, and he's really easy with the rocket launcher. Just 1 shot takes him out, and then another 3 shots for the core. Sometimes it can take 4 or 5 shots, just because the game's kind of weird, but 3 shots is the standard. And Crit Rocket just still really pretty much being on the same pace as Pipes here throughout these runs. He's just got that 4-second, around 4 second, what do you say, like he's behind 4 seconds is what I mean to say. And it's pretty much been that way for this whole race here. So Area 6, this one can be pretty scary, a lot of tight grapples to make here, but as you see Pipes going through the beginning here, this is a pretty standard strat that doesn't add too much risk to it. He's going to want to grab that lamp and make a big swing there. And then this is the part that gets a little scary. Just wants to make sure he grabs these. If you miss any of those, you're dead. Nicely done there. He broke it off a little early so you can drop a little faster, and then grapple that platform just before the door. Good stuff there. You saw Crit did just a little bit different approach in that first part there, but still making it through. Damage to cut through here. This area is all about cutting through the ceiling like that. That's what saves you a ton of time in this area. If you do this area like the intended way without clipping through the ceilings, it's quite a bit longer. Nothing too terrible, but it's more about how like these spikes would be in your way and stuff. When you clip through the ceilings like that, not only does it obviously just get you up to that door, but you really don't have to worry about getting hit by those spikes so much. So anyway, Pipe's doing the thing, gets the permit, which lets us get over to Area 14. He's got to go ahead and equip that permit on his way in, or else they don't let you through. See if he remembers to do that, and he does. So this little guy here at the beginning, if you don't have the permit equipped, he won't let you walk past him, which is kind of weird because you can just shoot him with a rocket and he disappears. So for some reason, he's like immune to everything if you don't have a permit. Yeah, I guess it makes sense, right? Not so much. Anyway, Crit also selected the permits. So Pipe's going all the way to Area 8 here. Area 8's a very interesting level for the 100% category. You don't have to play this one in any percent, but there's a wrong warp that you can do here. Kind of hard to explain exactly what it's doing here, but pretty much what he's going to try to do, he wants to grapple the ceiling and press up to enter this door at the exact same time. And it looks like he got it right away. I wasn't able to hear it, but if he did this correctly, it puts him right in the boss room as it did. So it's really, really cool. He got that a little faster than I was expecting, so I wasn't really able to talk about that. I think he got it on his second try, which is really impressive. You know, it's really hard to time that. You could sit there and try to do it quite a few times. Let's see what Crit Rocket does here. Wow, did he get it already too? Wow, he did. Very nice. Both of these guys picking that up on their second attempt. That's pretty crazy, actually, for them both to do that. Yeah, I don't know if it was first or second try, I mean, but I can't really hear it on my end. But that's pretty nice, man. So good stuff to both of you guys. All right. Alrighty. Well, I don't think these guys are pausing their gameplay. So, okay, are we back? It looks like we are back, but we are now through Area 9. Well, let's just go ahead and keep going. Sorry about that, guys. But as you can see, Pipe's moving on down to Area 17 already. And CritRocketRunner is not very far behind. So unfortunately, I have no idea what happened in Area 9, but Crit must have done something very, very well. Because he made up some time. Anyway, they're going here because you got to talk to this guy. And this guy kind of gives you access to some little hidden underground tunnels. And we have to hit those tunnels. Well, you have to hit one of them to collect an item, but the other one is just good for the routing. So now you see these lines that appear between 17 and 14, and also 15 and 18. So as you're moving to the left here to go back towards Area 14, it's going to put you in this tunnel. And he wants to come in here so he can collect the helmet. And the helmet, not only does it fill an inventory space, because that's the goal, but it also lets you take a hit, and it'll just knock the helmet off. So it's pretty nice, pretty handy. But we were talking earlier about how this route that PJ created avoids hitting any trucks, and you're going to see that now. So basically what these guys are going to be doing is they're going to go back through these levels, and it looks like they're backtracking, but what they're doing is they're hitting these areas they didn't hit before, where there's communicators that we need to collect, and like I said, this is all just part of the routing, so you don't hit any of the trucks. If you were to pick these up on your way, it would totally throw those trucks off. Well, it'd just throw the whole route off and you'd end up hitting the trucks. So if you execute it this way, and you don't mess up this path on the map at all, you'll actually avoid them all, as you see Pipes doing. So it is a very, very good time save. But, like I said, I'm trying to see just how far behind Crit possibly is. I still think this is pretty close, because these last levels are no joke, man. Still quite a lot to play here. So let's see, Pipe's going to be clearing the second tunnel here. No item to collect, but he's just going to go through it anyway because the routing would be very, very nice. He'll end up on the other side of this, and then he'll be able to move to 18. And by the way, you see when these guys are collecting those communicators and stuff, and then they immediately just exit the level? That's actually just a built-in function in the game. You just hit start, B, and A at the same time, and yeah, you just exit the level, and it's really cool. So it's good stuff for saving time. You don't have to actually get out of the room and leave the level and stuff like that. It saves a ton of time over the run. So this guy, Destroyer 3, that you see Pipes talking to, is the guy that gives you the machine gun. So you gotta talk to this guy, and then you can go in here and grab it. This is Super Joe's machine gun, which oddly enough you're gonna collect before you see Super Joe. And he's here in level 7. So Pipes entering there now. You do need to switch to the whatchamacallit, the three-way, the Menage a Trois gun, to take out that barrier as you start here. You see Pipes still sticking with the three-way. You know, it used to be a popular old strat to switch to the rocket launcher after taking out the wall there with the exit that we were just talking about a second ago. But both of these guys electing to stay with the three-way shot. It's pretty cool. You definitely save time using the three-way shot here because of this boss kill. Just a little harder to set up. Obviously with the rocket launcher you would just shoot this thing down. But you see Pipes go to the top here. He's going to try to grapple the ceiling here just like he did. Perfect. Well done. And then here you can just shoot the top of it with the three-way. So that's exactly how you want it to go. It was a very, very clean stage. And I didn't talk about the shortcut they take here either. There's a wall you can climb that both of these guys did well. That saves some really good time too. Normally you have to walk to the right and then come back to the left. But you actually can just bounce up the wall the way they did, and you'll just kind of end up on the top. And so it's pretty great. But let's see if Crit does this nice boss kill while Pipes just talks to Super Joe there. Nice, looks like he got it. Sometimes you can be a little off here, and Groder can squeeze your tush a little bit and pull you down, but he did not. So good stuff. It's more about the approach, and both of the approaches that these guys did were really good, so Groder cooperated. Alright, so you gotta talk to Super Joe for quite some time. Yeah, Pipes finally getting to leave that area there. So he's got to go back down to 8 and then up to 10. Area 10 is pretty straightforward, but there are some difficult swings. You can miss one at the end and it just loses you a massive amount of time. Or it could straight up kill you. But either way, the interesting thing about this stage though is that you really want to make sure that you're doing like a solid approach that's like consistent for you, because unless they're going to go for the really crazy swing over the spikes, there's a platform at the end that you can kind of set up your approach to where that platform's going to be exactly where you want it to be, and then you just kind of like land right on it, and you know, all that good stuff. You know, you don't want it to be in the place you don't want it to be, right? So anyway, we'll see where it ends up for Pipes here. He's going to wait for it there. And waiting just a little bit. There it is. Okay, so like I was saying, that's the platform where like you can kind of try to set up your approach to where that platform will be right where you want it. Or some people go for a really crazy approach where you just go without the platform. But definitely safe. You know, we'll see if Crit has to do that wait as well, or if maybe he gets it a little quicker. The boss Pipes will be fighting is pretty quick. Just one shot, take it down, then take out the core. You've seen that one before. And looks like Crit's going to be doing the same approach here, and probably just about the same amount of wait time as what Pipes was dealing with. Looks like they're using the same approach there as well. Oh, actually I think Crit maybe changed it up just a little bit there with a nice swing to get to the left. But yeah, I'd say this level was probably about the same amount of time from both these guys. To Area 11, the routing there, you see Pipes go, he flies to 12 and then down to 11, and that's so that he can avoid that truck, and then once he moves from 11 to 12, won't have to worry about it. Whereas if you would go straight to 11 from 10, the truck would actually hit you. So anyway, this one, like I said in the other one, it's pretty straightforward. You just go across here. But this one, again, there's some scary jumps here towards the end. If you miss any of these, it's either a ton of time loss or you die, which is also a time loss. As you can see, he made it through. Very nice. Up the second foreman of the brigade here. Brigade. Can't speak very well today. Crit entering wave 11 now, or area 11 rather, sorry. Pipes will be on his way to the final level of the game, area 12. It's that bulletproof vest. We talked earlier about how the helmet takes that hit, pops the helmet off. The vest does a similar thing. So these guys are going to be doing what we call a barrier skip, as well as some elevator skips. He's going to go for it right here, I'm sure. There you go. Very nice. Gets it on the first try. Basically, you want to try to just grab the ground, and when Spencer kind of goes under the elevator, you can break that grapple, and then you'll just fall down under the elevator. He's going to go for another one here. The first barrier skip happened so fast, I wasn't really able to talk about it. But pretty much what these guys are doing, we'll see if Pipes does it first try there. Very nicely done. Killed Area 12 here. This is a great stage for him. These barrier skips, pretty much what it is he's trying to take damage right as he's hitting through the barrier. The barrier will hit you if you normally swing through it. But what he did was he actually, like on the first one, I'll talk about it as Crit gets here, as Pipes talks to the general here. So in this one, you take that damage off of the enemy that you kind of manipulated. You shoot your rockets so that they go to the ceiling. And then when the swing hits, your hitbox actually hits the dude on the ceiling instead of hitting the barrier. So instead of getting knocked back, you just take the hit and go. Very nice from Crit as well. Both these guys killing it on the barrier skips. Crit actually did it a really unique way that I haven't seen before. He actually took the damage to the left and went through the wall. And that was actually really sick. It's kind of like a swag way to do it. But yeah, both these guys really well done on the barrier skips. That's really nice. Those two put together probably save you like 2 minutes in this level. It's a ridiculous amount of time. I don't know exactly how much it saves, but it's seriously probably close to that amount of time. Crit taking Pipes rather taking that first hit on the flame, but not a big deal. In 100%, you have plenty of health, so you can take that hit. And I believe they probably have the health potion selected as well. Nice to bring that in if you're trying to do a marathon or something. That way, just in case you miss the barrier skip, you can refill your health. But obviously, Pipes doing a good job there on taking out Hitler. I think that was maybe, or the Albatross, sorry. That was maybe 2 cycle. There's a 0 cycle kill you can get here. That's pretty nice, but we'll see what Crit gets here. Oh, nice, dude. He was gonna have it. He barely missed it. He actually had the setup for the 0 cycle, except he shot a little too early, and you can only have 1 rocket on the screen at a time. So unfortunately, he had to wait for that one to leave the screen, and then he could start mashing, and so he wasn't able to get it in that first cycle. But still, a very good 1 cycle boss kill there. Pipes obviously hit the shot there on Master DD style. See if Crit gets it as well. If you miss that, you die, and you have to just restart this little level here at the end. But Pipes on his way out, and it looks like he's going to take this one. Unless something terrible happened to him, they escape. Nice job, Crit. Also getting that shot. And it looks like Pipe's going to play this one a little safe. This is another thing you can do in 100%. Since you have the health, you can go ahead and just take a damage boost off Groder, pop up to the top, and then swing across, just like that. And you can also do a little neat little thing there that he did, where you grapple the ceiling, and then you cut it off, and you just land on the bottom, and it just lets you leave the stage for whatever reason. It's kind of a cool way to end it. But yeah, that's time for Pipes. Looks like 22:39. Very nicely done, man. Congrats to you. See what Crit does here at the end. It's probably going to be the same strat. Ooh, waited a little bit, took the damage. Okay, nice. It still gets him through. And then same little trick there at the end. So let's see. Looks like it's probably going to be 23:02. Looks like. Time ends right as you do the final A input for clearing that dialogue. And then it all just progresses on its own from here. But yeah, really good stuff. It was a great race. Very, very close, guys. I mean, I can't believe Area 12 was very well played, both of you guys. I mean, those barrier skips are not easy. And so to get both of them like that and, you know, not missing the shot on Master D and all that, good stuff, man. Very entertaining. But like I said, if you guys are not very familiar with this, definitely check it out. It's an underplayed speedrun. Very, very, very good speedrun, in my opinion, on NES. And these guys play this game a lot and definitely represent the game well. So give these guys a follow and make sure to check them out and support them in their future runs. And yeah, that's the stuff, man. That's the good stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Plenty of good stuff coming up. So continue watching. Retrothon's a great thing going on all week. So yeah, talk to you guys later. Have fun.